I deal with these little brokies are women too. These broke women who are bringing a broke mentality, a broke mindset to a relationship. And I'm like, why wouldn't you be with someone who's equally yoked? But that goes back to the alpha male. They always want to be alpha males and be over it and don't want to deal with a woman who's holding her own.
Everybody is best served understanding what works best for them.
And they should date within their league. He got all this money. He doing all this. He paid for my nails and all this stuff. Y'all be excited over that little,
that's
you
cheap.
gave him $40. And they excited.
What's wrong with that? Again, I have a lot of good friends, but I have a lot of friends that's just doing their thing. They not crushing it. I don't think they should ever be discounted, right?
They shouldn't. They date reasonable women.
So what we're talking about is this.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times I also question men when they want to date these like young women who don't know nothing or women who are broke. Because I don't think men should date women who don't have their stuff together either, which a lot of men will choose to say, oh, because I'm set financially, I'll just date someone way beneath me. But now you're dealing with someone who don't understand money. They don't understand how it works. They think that because you make $200,000 a year that you're paid, not knowing.
If you make $200,000 a year, you are paid. And man, we teaching y'all about money throughout y'all adult life. It don't matter if you in your early 20s to your 30s to your 40s. Most women are not financially well off with money, and that's a fact.
That the bills can still be tight at $200,000 a year, but because they've only made $20,000 a year, they're looking at you like, oh, you pay, you can afford to buy me that.
Yeah.
Oh, why you ain't go ahead and get that for me? You can afford that Louis bag. They don't get it. Their mentality is wrong. But you all constantly get into those situations, and those are the ones that's taking y'all ass to court for child support, that's getting alimony. And I'm like, why wouldn't you be with someone who's equally yoked? But that goes back to the alpha male. They always want to be alpha males and be over it and don't want to deal with a woman who's holding her own. Because it only makes sense. I got mine, you got yours, us together, we gonna be great. But y'all...
Let me stop her for a second. First of all, usually a woman who has her own is probably gonna be more of a headache than a woman who does not have her own. Just being honest. Most of these women who have these high-paying jobs, maybe 100K or more, they got the most debt because they feel like they can spend the most. So first and foremost, she's gonna have the guy still paying for majority of the bills of the household and supporting the family. She's gonna be spending her money on excess things. She's gonna probably be the one asking about that Louis bag before the woman who has less money. And hopefully, if he does get one with less money, she's gonna hop on his program. She's gonna look at that man like God in her eyes. That guy's gonna be the one that's really gonna be holding her down, and she's gonna see that, and she's gonna appreciate it, and she's gonna shut her mouth most of the time. I'm not even gonna lie.
I deal with these little brokies are women too. These broke women who are bringing a broke mentality, a broke mindset to a relationship, and they're looking at y'all like that. Oh, he paid, my man, he got all this money, he doing all this, he paid for my nails and all this stuff. Y'all be excited over that little,
that's
you
cheap.
gave him $40. And they excited.
What's wrong with that, bro? I'm be honest. If a chick excited for me getting her nails done and she giving me some good and she appreciate me and she making sure I'm well taken care of because I just gave her $40, that's a good chick. I'm just gonna be honest. She's a simple-minded chick. I need simplicity. I don't need all that advanced female who know how to crack the Morse code because she can make 100K. I don't need that in my life. Give me simplicity, and guess what? That woman and me will be rewarded.
You know it's girls.
No.
It is very accurate.
Because first of all, where Dawn is way off. Any real guy that's really worth his sense and his salt, you can see that kind of person a mile away. Nobody is making a really smart decision overall is going to be bringing on some chick that's looking for the bag.
They do it all the time.
No, y'all do.
On that. All day.
You might pass up on that, but not all of them.
The time to learn lesson here is when people do that, that's just a bad decision, Dawn.
Yes, I agree.
So
I agree with you on that.
Like you said, you're now bringing on somebody that can actually pull you down in the wrong direction because they spend all your paper because she don't have paper. Like, who sets themselves up for that?
A lot of people.
But again, so what you're pointing out again is that's this bad decision making because again, I always like to point within the culture that's where we have to do better. You definitely should like put all the nonsense aside and try to find somebody that is equally yoked.
I agree.
Right, so because anything outside of that on both sides, it never will end well.
I agree with you on that.
Now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, you're never gonna find somebody that's equally yoked, just being honest. Unless we talking about in the fashion of he makes a lot of money, she brings a lot of femininity and submissiveness to the relationship. That's the only way that equally yoked really makes sense.
From that standpoint, you're right. But you know, again, like with my guys, I just think that it's unfortunate, specifically in the DMV, where my friends have to really like. Again, I have a lot of good friends, but I have a lot of friends that's just doing their thing. They not crushing it. But we're friends from childhood, and they doing their thing. They live reasonable lives. They have reasonable spaces. They make reasonable money. I don't think they should ever be discounted. Right.
So they date reasonable women.
So what we're talking about is this. We're talking about levels to this thing, right?
Yeah,
but
levels.
and I totally appreciate that argument. I just think again, everybody is best served understanding what works best for them,
and they should date within their league.
right? And we can agree
that's
on
the
that.
bottom
You should and don't date outside. Your ass don't be. I mean, I'm cool with punching up. It's cool,
You
man.
date
Go
within your league.
for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
But like you said, when you are in a
Wow.
certain space in your life, then you're responsible for making sure that you're not placing somebody in your life that's gonna pull on you or pull you down.
100%.
Yo, I'm gonna pause on her real quick. This woman just said dating in her league, and I'm really not trying to shame this woman. I'm gonna be honest, man. You can have whatever standards you want. But y'all really look at this woman right now and think that her talking about these heavy hitter guys, is she dating in her league? I want to just give a few seconds, y'all. Y'all really decide, is she dating in her league? Most of these women think they better than what they are. A lot of these women are very average, bro. This woman is very average. I've seen a lot of females that look like her that's like, bro, you just a slow Tuesday. So to sit here and say that these guys with money, you got to hit with guys in a high level, they not gonna want you, baby girl. They want your 20-year-old version. You know what I'm saying? You need to punch at those guys who make less money than you. See, women become victims of their success because they can't really date the guys that are beneath them, and the guys that are on their level or above it, they don't want them.
Yeah. So I mean, you absolutely
But
right
like
on
we
that.
were talking about before in the previous episode, like about Anthony Edwards, what do these professional sports players do? They date these women who don't have nowhere near what they have. And I know it's harder once you get to that level to find somebody right there, but they could date an actress or somebody else or an entertainer. But they choose to date these women, and now you're in these child support situations where you're trying to figure out, oh, I don't want to see the kid, I'm gonna pay the child support in advance and all that. So they are just making bad decisions. Maybe you should be a mentor.
I think that again.
Just be a mentor.
I'm sorry to keep pausing it, y'all. The woman that Anthony Edwards picked, she was already a high-profile woman. You say get an actress, we can rewind back to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. How did that end? Okay.
I totally, again, I just have respect for everybody needs to just really appreciate where they are in life. You know, and I think that, you know, I don't really like to talk about levels and all that, but it's true. It's true. There are levels to this thing. But at the same time, I think people are best suited if they can try to find the people that where they are in life. And I like to close out at that.
You don't want to talk about it no more.
Wow, that was interesting. Like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
He said he's scared. He ain't
Right.
saying that now.
All right.
Y'all want
What's
to
next?
But honestly, because to me that speaks to when we're talking about levels, and it is a double standard, and it speaks to maybe the next topic that we're talking about, dating, the age gap. Right. I mean, we're seeing we are, but we're
Nah, y'all
starting to
changing
see
it up.
a lot
Don't
of
start
women
that.
who are dating
There are a
younger.
lot of cougars out there
Because
going
you
young.
see Cher and Madonna dating young, don't mean all of us want to date. I feel really awkward, like when a 30-something-year-old want to date me. It's just real weird to me. But I mean, I get approached so much by young guys.
Yeah,
But,
because
I
you a
mean,
bust
I
down.
just can't do it. My son, he'll be 30 this year.
Right.
What am I do with that? I mean, but I don't introduce somebody to my kids anyway, so I can get away with it.
Because you do it. Stop lying and act like you don't. You know you getting busted down by a 30-plus-year-old for sure.
So it don't really matter.
That's so the age gap you think is it?
I'm just not doing it. First of all, their conversation is whack. Let's start with the basics. Even the ones that are smart, you could tell they just don't have life experience.
Yes.
And the stuff that they say, you're like, nah. Like, I just don't even want to talk about it. But Yeah, I just don't do it. But for whatever reason,
This is
men, maybe
hilarious.
because they develop later than women, men always like to date younger. So maybe they can relate to younger women and their immaturity.
No, we appreciate that. We appreciate not having that alpha female mentality, because when you sit here and act like you know everything and you have so much experience, the guys who have experience, they don't want to hear it. We want women that are fresh, that don't have all that trauma. Oh, I've been here, I've been there, I've driven this, I've driven that. I don't care. What experience can I make on you now? I can't imprint you because you've already been imprinted by life. It's a headache.
Think that, I mean, that it's a societal setup though, right?
It really is.
So like,
It
I
really
mean, I
is.
think for generations, men have been getting away with dating younger women.
Yeah, because they're
And-
not that mature.
So regardless of what whatever
men are not very mature.
whatever the floor is there, what I'm saying is, overall time, and this for a long time now, men dating younger women has just been like, yeah, he's
That's
just
regular,
having
the
fun.
standard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
it's
when it
different.
flips, y'all got cougar labels and all
No,
this.
no, no, no,
So it's a
it's
little
different now.
different. But I think
Like
again,
y'all 50 dating 25-year-olds. That's
no,
just crazy.
but again, if you open that box, first of all, morally, I would always have a cap, because like you said, my daughter's 32.
Yeah.
So why
for
would I
sure.
be dating a 32? She'll be looking at me like I'm crazy.
It's
Like
weird.
so, it
Weird
makes me
about it.
feel like that would not even be on
Yeah.
the board.
Right.
But again, that's because where I stand morally as a person
yeah.
having a child. Some other guys probably like, yo,
Don't
25.
care.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
they just don't understand, because again, when you're holding down being a true, genuine parent role model,
Yes.
the first thing I'm thinking is, this kid is as old as my kid. What
Right.
would that even look like to
It's
my
just
daughter,
weird.
right?
Most guys who end up having kids, yes. When you have like a daughter or something like that, and then you get with a girl that's close to your daughter's age, if she's in her 20s, it will freak you out. That's usually the barrier for those guys. But a guy who does not have kids, it's not gonna hit him the same. He's been a bachelor, he's been hitting women all his life. He's not gonna get impacted like a guy who has a daughter. I have a daughter. At one point, when I get older, I'll probably be like, dang. Let's say if I'm not married anymore, I probably wouldn't be able to date a woman my daughter's age or whatnot, because they'll probably weird me out also.
Right? So I don't even explore that, right? But there are other people, they just
They
don't
don't
see it
care.
that way. And I think that's where it becomes muddied. I just think that, a person, again, for me, it's always a cap there on like the age group that I would be even interested in when it comes to dating.
So on the flip side of that, how do you feel about, since we all have you and I have adult children, your adult child dating someone your age?
I would have a fit. that Negro cannot come up in my house, because it's gonna be a problem.
I'm
I said, yeah, my age walked up in there with my kid. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I can't even fathom that combination. She would know better. Like, she would just know better. No way. I would just have so many problems with that situation.
But okay, so because you're what, 50?
Two.
Okay, so you're 52. There are a lot of 52-year-old men dating 32-year-old women.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
And it's like, that's somebody's kid.
That's
you know what I
somebody's
mean?
kid.
And
Right.
how do
It's
you
not.
introduce yourself to the parents?
How does that work?
Everybody's somebody's kid. I think at this point they might be overthinking it, because people are gonna be attracted to what they're attracted to. 10-year breaks, 15-year breaks, it happens all the time. I'm not saying I condone of it, but at the same time, it does happen. So at that point, you kind of really got to separate yourself from the situation and understand that everybody is consenting adults. And it is what it is, man. It's gonna be life. It's different strokes for different folks, but it's not illegal.
Work.
That's like weird as
Yeah,
hell
it
to me.
is.
But it's
super
so
weird.
common.
It is.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really particularly care for it. I don't like it. I ain't doing it.
It is weird, and I thought about it
Women do it all the
initially,
time.
and this is going back when Jada Pinkett Smith was linked to the guy.
August Alsina.
Yes, that
Alsina.
was her son's age. That's crazy to me. And
Just a horny
and
mess.
honestly, if that story was about a man, I don't think I would have been as appalled. So I probably fall into having a double standard when it comes to that as well, because I think it has been normalized for men to do it so much that you don't even think about it in that same aspect. But when a woman does it, it does feel, ooh,
It's taboo.
I think it's
Ugly.
weird when men do it too when they're too young.
yeah.
Like,
But again, women are starting to.
Yeah,
kinda
I get it, and that's
And
weird.
like,
a lot
y'all
of
can do
women
it,
are
I'm doing it.
holding up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you get up to a certain, and I'm not saying it's about you, Marcel, but you get to a certain age where all the men over 50 look the same, bald, round,
Right.
like they almost like
giving up,
everyone,
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean,
So
I
they
understand
be thinking they a prize, and we looking at them like, nigga, you regular.
You passed
Like,
your prime. I'm actually
yeah.
agreeing with you on that, and that's what I'm saying. Like the script is flipped, and where women are like, okay, because like you said, men usually in the 50s, we just give it. It's all changing, you know, and so we're not that prize that we used to be. So and then
get it together. Y'all need to get yourself together.
And there are a lot of women that are holding it down in their 40s and 50s.
We
and
look good.
Right, and they...
Ma'am, okay, this woman definitely thinks she look better than what she actually looked like. I'm just being honest. Ma'am, stop it. Ma'am, you not all that. I'm be honest, for real.
Can drop down and date a younger guy. And hold up, we can just bring it, and we can bring it to this. And sometimes we just have to recognize that they're doing it for physical.
I mean, hey.
Possibly.
Right, like they just want, I mean, women can work it out too.
You can have a boy toy.
Thank you.
See,
That's what I'm saying. Like it feels like that.
This woman egregious, man. She definitely be doing stuff behind the scenes. She trying to act like she all holier than thou, that she not busting the younger guy down. This woman definitely hitting the younger guy. Because she just named boy toys. She already know the culture. She know how people look at it.
That's like the movement now. Like women are just like, yeah, I can do my thing and have a boy toy and it's not serious, and so what?
What's wrong with that?
And I'm just saying,
the guys, they looking for sugar mamas.
That's so wild, right? These young kids.
Yeah, they're like, they think you about to take them shopping.
That generation is different. That younger generation, that 20s and 30s, they truly on what can you do for me?
Yeah.
That paradigm is different.
Care of them their whole life.
And they like
now they like, oh, let me find somebody else mama.
Take care of me. Nah, that's kind of crazy.
No, they about to finesse y'all just like how y'all finesse every guy throughout y'all lifetime. Those Yins, they're gonna finesse y'all just like y'all finesse every other guy in y'all life, and probably the last previous marriage that you had and how you took his money once you divorced. The Yins is getting revenge for all those guys.
Right.
It's a win. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of them are succeeding at that, because there are a lot of women who are at a financial space in their life. They honestly don't even want real companionship.
That's all I'm saying.
They don't want real companionship.
They just want somebody to keep them company, do their physical thing, and it's cool.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. It's like all the games that these 45 and over men be playing. Like, get your life together. They are full.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm in the camp where I kind of agree with what we're talking about overall. When you cross over 45, dating is a totally different paradigm now.
Yeah,
it's just not the same. And I think we all expect somebody to be that's plus 40 to have their life together. And when,
some of them don't.
And when they don't,
A lot don't.
therein lies the problem, right? You're kind of like, damn, you at this age and you don't have it together. And it just puts us in a real awkward space. So it's just tough to be dating over 45. So we just gotta all wing it. It's gonna be what it's gonna
expect
be.
to wing it at this age.
Winging nothing at 45.
Y'all hang in there. That's the best thing I can say. That's the best advice. I'm gonna play a little bit more. I don't want to play too much of this. Y'all hang in there. That's my advice for all the 45-year-olds. Hang in there and keep getting busted down. For the ladies, guys, hey man, hold on to your coins.
You guys gotta roll with what you get. No. I'm not saying that came off wrong. What I'm saying is you have, and I talked about this already. You have to accept where you are in life. You have to appreciate what you're doing in life. You have to go, I want to be in a relationship, but if that's not happening for me right now, let me focus on other things. That's it.
And like I said, I think that's maybe the view of your gender. A lot of women are choosing to just stay single in this day and age because they don't want to deal with the drama of it all. I mean, they've come to a place where they are in a good financial space. They want peace in their life. And I do think with the ratios that we constantly bring up, there's a level of stress, worry, anxiety that comes into your life when you're like, where is he now? Why he haven't called? I mean, we're so far beyond that. I don't want to move back to what I was thinking when I was 16 years old. Yeah. Why didn't he call? Are you really? So, I mean, I think women are making a conscious choice to date casually and on their own terms.
Let's just be clear, there's no shortage of men there's a shortage of men who are qualified that want a commitment.
Yes.
You want to play? The playground is plentiful.
Yeah.
Those are the guys who having the most fun. Qualified but don't want to commit. Qualified but don't want to commit. Those are the guys that's busting y'all down, putting y'all on a roster. Those are those guys. The rest of the world, y'all not looking at them guys anyway. And y'all are pricing yourself out of the market because you only looking at the guys who are qualified, but those guys don't want to commit. You don't qualify at that point.
Yeah.
This joint.
And what you
So it's just if you want to settle down and get married, that's where it's a shortage.
And all I'm saying is it goes both ways. There, those of us that aren't in a marriage anymore, I think the one thing that both genders value is peace.
Yeah.
And I think, and me and all my guys that are single, we go, like, the one thing I'm not going to do is introduce something into my life that's going to be all this drama and shit I got to deal with. And
right.
baby daddies and all. Like, nobody, it goes both ways. You feel me? Like, I think people underestimate that. And it's the same thing but we've been doing it forever. Then we just go, you know what? I'm just going to date. And I'm just going to just, have this whoever in my life. But I just go do other things. And if I meet that person, because again, and that's a good thing about being plus 40, right? Plus 45, 50, you know what you want.
Not you, myself.
You know what works.
You date multiple people at
No,
the same
I'm
time?
saying, no, I did not just say that. I just said
No,
that,
you
I just said the smartest thing to do.
You say you
I
date
said
multiple people at
I
the same
said the
time?
smartest thing to do is,
Right.
again, focus on what you do best. Keep the avenue open over there where if somebody comes in your life, fine. But you know what works for Dawn. Tanya knows what works for Tanya.
Yeah.
Marcel, I know what works for me. And until I have that, then I'm not going to, I got other shit to do.
And
that's
like
all
your
I'm
life
saying.
is already plentiful.
Yeah.
It's
Boom.
like
All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all go ahead and watch the rest of this thing in its entirety. I will have it linked in the description. I ain't gonna lie, man. This woman with the little army fatigue cutoff jacket on, this woman is egregious. She thinks she's better than what she is. I hate to say that. I ain't trying to bash these chicks out here, but she really does, man. She's not living in reality. If she does make a certain amount of money, cool. But at the same time, ma'am, don't expect for your standards to be so high and that you can say all these men are unqualified because you have priced yourself out of the dating market. There are a lot of great guys out there who possibly don't make into the hundreds of thousands or more per year, but they are still good guys and they still want to provide for their family. They might, they just may need some time. Now everybody's timeline is different, but to just try and write off a lot of these guys because they don't match up to the job or what you make, man. A lot of these rich women or women who just make a little bit better money, they're the most in debt. They got high student loans, they got high credit card debt because they cannot manage their money well. And then I also want to piggyback as to a lot of these women don't want to hop in relationships and date. Look at what you're getting. Just look at both of these women. Now you can tell the one in the black might take care of herself a little bit more, but look at what you're getting with these older women, man. I hate to say it. They get sloppy. They don't want to improve. They don't want to work out. They don't want to keep their body tight. They just take me as I am. Ugh. Why do I have to deal with that? Why does it have to just be improve? This guy 52, still like he in shape. Look like he taking care of himself. Like this guy can still go out there and get a girl that's in her 30s and 20s, and she'll look at him like, man, you don't even seem like you 52. But you look at y'all definitely seem like y'all older. So these guys just gonna bust you down real quick and leave because he don't want to be around you. Like, look at you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on one. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, comment below. I'll have this one linked in the description so y'all can dive into the channel. Make sure y'all support them, like the video, and follow them. This is JayBReacts, y'all. Until next time, peace.